Okay, I'm going to do an end-to-end. So what I'm planning to do, I create a new project, Visual Studio. Right? I'll do faster, and then I will try to create a model for that. Okay. Code without solution. File, new project. So when you develop a project, you have ASP.NET Core application, you have service layer class library project, and then you will have a model. This entire stuff will be treated as a end-to-end framework. Okay. In ASP.NET
Okay,
Core
sir.
MT, next sample institute, I can say institute application, right? In the sample institute application, go E drive, Narendra, VIT.NET, core, select folder. Next, remove configuration, create. You have to tell me how to define the basic configuration first. Okay. First, what I need to do, I go to Solution Explorer. I add 3 models, 3 class library projects. Okay. Next, sample institute service layer. Next, create. So it will create a project for you, service layer project, under the same solution. Now, create a one more layer called contract, service contract. Create another project in the class library. Prem. Hello?
Is
China. Link అదే లైన్ తో రోజు పెడతానా ఏంటి? Sample institute service layer, service contract. Okay. Now I'm going to have a one more called model. So how many projects I created first? How many projects I created? Sample. Tell me, you have to speak. Model. Chaitanya?
yes, sir.
How many projects I created? I created 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am building the project. All 4 projects are getting built. Done. Now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to create a contract. No, before I go create a contract, in the model class, first I create an entity class. Okay. I remove that. Try to create a class saying that student model. Class name is student. model class, right? Then copy this, right click, quick action, right click, remove unwanted sorts, use public. Here I'm going to create 4 values. Public, int, student ID, public string, student name, public int age, public date time, something like date of birth. And I added this. Now build the project. The student model is created. Now go here. First, I will add this model DLL. I will build the border project first. Once I build that, this model has a class called student model. Now go to project. First, I need to create a contract. What is my contract here? I need to create an interface. Now go on, add this model as a reference to here. First, I remove this and try to create new item, select the interface, I student service, public interface. There you say list of, it will not work. Student model will not work. Why? Because I need to include the dependency. Add project reference. I select the student model, click OK. Got it? I have to select the student model, click OK. And then once you referred, you have to build. Now build succeeded. Now what you will do? You go and remove, you start using here list of student model. You see, I got a class which are coming from sample institute model namespace. Here, get all student is my method name. Where I need to implement this method student service? Tell me where I need to implement the student service. I need to implement the student service into this layer, service layer, right? So to do that, first what you need to do? You need to add both model and service contract as a dependency. Right click, add project reference, select the model, select the contract, click OK.
So will this be available throughout the project, sir, once we add it?
Yes. Every time when you are adding a new class or method, you need to independently build it. Okay. And then it automatically called as a reference. Now you come here in the student layer, just delete this class first. Then try to create a student service class. Create a student service class. Student service as a class. Now you got the student service class. Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you make this as a public. Now what you need to do, you have to use a constructor. In the constructor, you should have student service data. You simply say service. Here you need to write private read only I student service because you're going to get as a dependency injection. Am I right? Yesterday we saw that. Hold on a second. Yeah, you have to use like this. Since it is a local variable, you have to use underscore student service. So what you will do, this student service is going to be injected. This dot student service is done. Now try to build the project. You got the dependency injection? I'm injecting the service as a instance. Here, you have to do iStudent service. When you have iStudent service, you have to quick action. You have to implement the interface. What is the interface containing method? This is the method you have to implement. Now, build. So what I'm going to do here, for time being, I need to write a logic. What is my logic? List student model, students models equal to new of student model. I'm writing some 3 records, which I'm going to pull from some other places which are already there. I don't want to waste the time of it. Just right click, go to open container, go back. What is the project we yesterday created? This one, right?
Yes, sir.
This list I'm taking as it is. Copy. Paste. Everything as it is, comma age equal to some 25. I'm taking as of now 25, will change later point of time. We will write a logic. We already built that logic in earlier, right? So we write a logic in future. Just let it be. Now I got the service method implementation. And then what you will do? You will return the list. Return students. So this model will return all the students. That's fine. Okay, now I got the injection. Now what I'm going to do, go to my controller. First, I'm going to build a controller in the project. Now I'm ready with my service. I'm ready with my model. I'm ready with my contract. So how I'm going to do that? First here, go add new item. Under that, you will have a.
So your voice is breaking, sir.
Are you able to hear me now?
So your voice is breaking, sir.
My internet is not stable. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. No, it's clear.
Right click,
Yes, sir.
add
No, it's okay.
controllers. Okay. And then under which I'm going to add a controller, MVC empty, add. It will call you the home controller, but you have to say here, student controller. Now you got the action method, which will give you entire list of users. So what you will do here, you can have a route. I'm going to configure route. Right? Now build the project. No, this is not needed here. Okay. Build the project. Now go back to here. I need to first register the basic fundamentals. What are all the basic fundamentals you need to register? Can you tell me? App dot use routing. Done. App dot map controllers. App dot map controllers. And you need to have one more app dot use static files, because I don't want to do the same logic once again. Now I'm coming here. Now here I'm going to use builder dot services dot add controller with the views. Done. I done everything. Build. Now what I'm going to do, I need to create a view. How to create a view? Right click, add new folder, views. Under that views, I'm going to add one more folder, student. You see, I created a student, and then I'm going to add razor empty. I say index.cshtml. Now I'm removing everything. What I'm going to do, HTML head tag, under which I will have a title tag, student details. Right? Here I'm going to have a body tag. Okay. Now build the project. I'm simply saying here, copy this H1 tag, student details. Build the project. Now see here, Chaitanya, everybody, did I added anything here in this of these particular layers? No, right? Did I added
No, sir.
anything?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, right? So now I am planning to run the project. Now I got the student details. Sir, I want to read the data through the dependency injection. How to make the dependency injection here? You need to build the services builder dot services dot add of new service descriptor type of no, not this one. You have to add inside the service descriptor type, right? What you will write, you need to add the descriptor means first you need to call the contract in the dependency. So what you will do, you will add a project reference, you add all the three as a reference, click OK. Now this application will be referred with all the DLLs. Got my point? This application will be referred with all DLLs. Now close this. just comment this project alone and try to build the project. When you build a sample application, the main application, the subsequent DLL will be get automatically built. You see here. It is not going to build only the application. It is trying to build everything end to end. Now, if you build solution, everything will get built. Now, what you need to do here, try to remove this one. To say here, it is expecting the service type. What is your service type? Type of I student service, comma, type of student service class, comma, service lifetime dot transient. Now I injected my service. What will happen? When I inject a service of student, it automatically create an instance. At the time of when you running the app, this constructor will get invoked. This student service constructor will get invoked. Let me prove you. I put a breakpoint here. Here I'm going to add private read only. Got it? I got the service private read only I student service and student service. Now here I'm going to inject that instance service, student service. So how I'm going to build the service? Hey, sorry, not I'm going to inject here. I'm going to inject in the controller. I'm sorry. I'm going to inject that in the controller. Right? In the controller, CTOR, here I'm going to call that instance. How I'm going to call that instance? I student service, student service. Once you've done that, you have to create that object, this dot underscore student service equal to student service. Now, what will happen? When the project is trying to create the run instance, this service object will be created automatically. I'm removing this also. Okay. Now, I got the instance of this particular student service in controller. Say yes or no. Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Am I right or wrong? You got the student service from the instance of it. Because of you are injecting this service as a dependency injection. I got my point. With the help of IOC container and dependency injection, I am injected the student service so that the controller can get that service instance automatically. I'm not creating an instance. And then here, I'm going to use list of students, list of student model, students, models equal to, how I'm going to call that? This dot underscore student service dot get all students. This is how I have to get the instance of the object. So how I'm getting the instance? With the help of injection, I'm getting that object. I'm calling this get all student. Now this student model, I'm going to pass as a view. Index, comma, student model. Right? Now this student model data come from where? Where it is coming from? This coming from this service.
Model.
Right? See, it is not going to your student service implementation. Look at this controller. When you right click, Go to definition, go to implementation. There are two things are there. If you click go to definition, it will come to interface. If you go to implementation, it will go to student service layer where the exact implementation is happened. Or you got my point? Now it is clearly mentioned. The method has two things, definition and implementation. So if you want to see the implementation, you have to go to implementation. If you want to see the definition, you have to go to definition, which is a contract. Okay. So this is how you have to implement it. Then build the project. Let's build the HTML, which already done in my another project. Let me go there and take that as well. I don't want to waste of the time. Just go here, Institute Management. Where is my, yeah, this is the one. Where is my view? Where is my student? Where right click, edit plus, it will not work. Because edit plus is having a problem. It is expecting a license from me. Okay, sorry. Right click, open, take a Visual Code, Studio Code. I can easily copy and paste it. Now, first what I need to do, I need to register this model. So how to do the registration of the model? Let me go and build the project first. Yeah, build succeeded. Now what I will do here in the Razor engine, first I will register my model. How I'm going to register model? IEnumerable and sample. Why it is not coming? Sample institute model. Sample. Yeah, you see, dot student model. Now I got the list of student model first. Okay. Once I got the list of student model, and then what I'm going to do, in the code, I'm going to use this one as it is. Done? Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I got the model. Now I got, because these are all things which I did yesterday. You no need to worry about it. Everything it is taken from yesterday's class only. Okay. Because I'm doing a scratch to understand how to build a basic project in 1 hour. Okay, that is my intention. Now I completed my everything. So now what I need to do, I need to implement a CSS for this. Okay, just go here. What you need to do, you try to add one more folder, www root. What will happen? A root folder will be created under which add new item. You go and select a style sheet. Where is style.css? Style sheet. Select a cascade style sheet. Just click add. Once you added, build the project. And you can also build a solution. There will be a two-way. Build a solution and build a project. So you can use build a solution so that it will build everything. Now, close this one, go to the folder, go back to the institute management, go to root folder, take the style sheet, take everything as it is. No need to do anything because already style sheet has been implemented in last class. Copy this, paste it. Just save all. Now, tell me Did I created any object from my my controller for a
No
student
explicitly, sir.
service?
No, sir.
First question to everyone. Did I create object for my student service in the controller? No. How I am using that controller? Student service. I am registering that service as a service descriptor by using a transient lifetime. I already explained why do we go for transient, why do we go for scope, why do we go for singleton, which is in yesterday's class. Now everything is done. The entire structure what we discussed, we just done in 12 minutes, 20 minutes. Now go this, say IAS Express, run. Everything is perfect. You got the data,
Yes, sir.
but CS is not working. Why? In the index.cs HTML, you need to add a link. We forget that one. Link href dot slash style dot cssr. Style sheet dot css and then rel style sheet. Done. Run. Perfect. Everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I do one thing. In the body, I can have a color. Okay. Saying that white smoke. Align. Align content. Center. I'll tell you why I'm doing that. When you run, you see everything will be center aligned. Okay. Why it is coming down? Okay, leave it. Align content I'm removing. Okay, everything is perfect. Now we will see removing. Now the point here is, till now, did you interact with the database? Did you anywhere try to connect to the database? Say yes or no. Any
No,
of
sir.
these solution is try to interact with the database? No, right?
No,
No,
sir.
right? So now
No,
I'm
sir.
going to interact with the database, get the student details. How I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this model. I'm trying to create a class name called student model. I can say student service model. Clear? What I did, I created a class name called student service model. Right? Right click, remove all sorting. Now, sir, to run student service model, I'm going to install a package called Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.EntityFramework.Core. I want to install entity framework. How I'm going to install means Solution Explorer, right click. You see there is a manage NuGet package. Let me zoom. This is where the next step starts. So the first step is, let me pull down my notes so that you can understand very well. Where is that? .NET 2. No, Notepad. Take this. Because I mapped that note here. Yeah, this is. So first you need to create a model class student and integrate DBSet class. To get the DBSet class, what you need to do, I'm using student service model. To get the DBSet stats, right click, you see nugget package, you see manage nugget package. Say yes or no. Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, right click, click on manage nugget package. You go here under the browse, select a topic called Microsoft.core.sql. You see here, what is the name I entered? Microsoft.entityframework.core.sql. Now in that, you are going to take this one. And the latest version is, the latest stable version is 8.0. Now just simply click on install. No need to do anything. And then it internally create all these references included in the sample model. Click apply. And then accept. Once you've done that, if you go to solution, under the model dependency, you see there is a package has been deployed. Earlier the packages are there. Any of your DLL has a package. Is there any package you have? See the difference of service layer. You have projects referred, you have analyzer, you have bracket. Now here only you are creating a package. Okay, this is the package name called Microsoft.entityframework4.sql. Now come back to the student. Here you are going to inherit DB context. DB context. This will be derived from Microsoft.core. This namespace will have a DB context. Now you all understand? Please say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Please say yes or no. Now this DB context, now this model, this service model will act as a DB context class. Now here, I am going to use a constructor. Keep this constructor. I'll tell you why I'm using this. Done everything. Now, what I need to do, once I get the EF door contract, we need to entity framework, register this as a service where we are going to tell as a constant. Okay, so how to do that? I need to write a migration class as well. Just a second. I will open one more project in my VIT because we created that project here. When you guys are not there with me, one of the person has come. I think last Friday we built that. Just some second. There you go. See, you have a edit open. Done. Super. So what you need to do in the student, I'm going to get a context. What is my context? I'll tell you that context later point of time. So what I'm going to do here is, this DB context as a method saying that override on model builder. You all able to see this? A override
Yes,
method
sir.
from this base class. Right click, go to implementation. Sorry, go to definition. In this, you will see on model binding. On model creation builder. So anyone can read this, what this is going to do. Please read this. Come on, guys. Please read this. Override this method to configure model that are exposed property of your instance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell my database table that which table I'm going to create in my SQL server. So what is the table you are going to create in the SQL server here? Tell me. Model builder dot entity. Okay, here entity dot add. 1 second. Yeah. Model builder of entity. What is your entity class? Student model class. Dot to table. I'm telling my framework create a table with the name student. Create a table with the name student. Now what will happen? This entire student model will go and create a student table in the database. Let me open my SQL server. Say I am working with one table, one database. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to teach you two tables with the two different data. Now you see, is there any database I pointed? I never created any database. Okay, the database is going to be created everything from my .NET code with the help of entity framework. Okay, now what I did, I created a model builder with the student. To add data to that particular model in the DB context, I'm going to create an insert value like this. Where is my student? So this is how I have to create an instance. So how to create a data to the instance? Simply model builder dot entity of student model of dot as rows. Sorry, dot as data. Here you go and create an object of the class. What is the class you are going to create an object? New of student model. Right? Now go back to your service implementation. You take that one, each and everything here. You copy this, go to service model, paste. Done. So how you are creating the data? Now go here, take second student, paste. Now take third student, say paste. Now go to fourth student, you added. Now take the fifth student, Go to model, paste. So how many records I created for a table? Chaitanya? This one?
5 records.
Nathan? How many records I
Total
created?
5.
5 records. Now I got all the records has been stored in the table. Sir, to update all these records, how do I do that? I need to create, see, now I have a DB context. Now I have everything. But where is my connection string? How I'm going to register this student service model class to get the connection string? In the program.cs file, you need to register as a connection string. To do that, you need to add a package manager console here in this project also. So what you need to do, right click, again go back, manage package manager console, go and install the entity framework once again. Now select this, install. What will happen? This entity framework automatically applied in my project as well. Now you see here, save all, go back to Solution Explorer. You see there is a package manager under dependency. Added or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, added.
Once you added, you need to register this DB model context. What is my context here? What is my model context? Student service model is a context, right? So this context, you need to register in program.cs file as similar like this service. How to do that? I'll show you. Now you see, register the DB context as a service in MVC core, in which we are telling what type of configuration value. Or you got my point? Let me go here, go back. Say in the app, you see there is a program.cs file. Okay. Now go back, keep this file here. You see, I added a DB context. See, this is my database name. How I'm going to create a database name is connect, not this way. Go to your view. You see, there is a server explorer where I'm going to get the data context. So what I'm going to do, click on that server explorer, add database connection, where you will get this chart. Go here. No, it will not, it will take time. Let me take from the code. Where is my program.cs file? Right click, edit. No, it will not available here. It will be available in app settings. Because of time consuming, I'm taking it. Okay. Copy this, express, go back, put here. Once you put here, what will happen? With the help of Windows authentication, you can see the table names. Simply say optional false. Voida. Okay, leave it. Right now, I'm going to use this one. Okay, so what I'm going to write in the code is in the program.cs, under the service method, I'm going to add builder.service.add DB. You got the context? Where this context derived from? This context derived from Microsoft.core entity framework.core. Okay, here you have to say your service, student service model dot student service model. Where is that injection? Hold on a second. Right click, edit. Student context. Here you have to say options equal to, I'm going to add the connection string. What is my connection string? I am going to ask what type of option I'm going to use. You can add options dot use SQL server, because that is the database I'm going to use, right? Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
are you guys confusing everybody? Prem Jafar,
No, sir.
Prem Jafar.
No, sir, I have understood.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so what basically you are doing is you are creating a context. When I say context, instance of this database, it is going to hold your server name, your database name, with the type of authentication. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use SQL Server. Here, I'm going to pass my context string. I'm going to pass the connection string. So what is my connection string, which I already added? I'm going to use this connection string, which has been commented where this is my connection string, right? I'm going to add this connection string as it is. Now here I'm going to say, what is my project name? What is my project name which I created? Sample Institute DB. Okay, Sample Institute DB. Okay, once done that, save project. Sir, do I need to get the connection string from the code or from the configuration by default? I told you, right? You should not maintain connection string in the code level. Why? Because this connection string will vary from development to QA, QA to production. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this connection string under app setting.json. Here I'm going to add. In the under app setting.json, I'm going to add that connection string. How I'm going to add that connection string? Simply go here, put connection string.
Strings.
Here, I'm going to use default connection. Default connection, colon, and paste. What is my DB name I created? In the program.cs file. Not this one. Go back, program.cs file. What is the DB name I created? My DB name is Sample Institute DB. Copy this. Go back to the JSON. Instead of EF core, use this. Sir, instead of reading value directly like this, I am going to get the value. In the program.cs, I'm reading, I am hard coded the value, right? So I'm going to remove that. Here, builder dot. Hold on a second. Let me save the JSON. Here, builder dot. What? Configuration dot connection strings of. What is my connection string here? Default connection. I'm going to paste. Tomorrow, if you are going to change the connection string, in the configuration, it automatically taken care. You no need to worry at all. What I'm saying, under use SQL Server, my connection string I'm going to get from the app setting.json by using this. I got my point. Now, this JSON file can be changed at any point of time after building the project. Okay, so now done, everything is done. I got the connection string, I got the context, everything. I registered my service, context, everything, I got it. Now go to the program.cs file. I'm closing this one, then build it. Now I injected the DB context here, right? I injected the DB context. So what I did, under my student service model, I created a model creation, and then this student service model, I added as an injection here. Once you added here as an injection, a dependency injection will work or not. IOC container and dependency injection for this student service model will work or not. The context will be created for the first step. Now, I need to get that context in my student service. Here I need to get as a service. So how I'm going to do? Public, private, read-only, student DB context, student service model. Okay. Here, CTOR constructor. Now go back to this code. Hold on a second. One second. There is a small thing we need to do. Some features are missing. Okay, fine, leave it. Let me go to open containing folder. Under a controller, edit. This DB context option you need to add to create an instance. So what you need to do, go here, go to model. Here you need to add a DB context options, right? This will come as an injection to the service model. With that injection only, it will create an object. Okay, so now what you are going to do here? Private read only db context option model options. Okay, now you are going to catch that model option here. This dot model options equal to option. Now everything is done. Now you got the model option based on the service registration you have here. This will automatically inject. Now here you need to call that service model. Okay, so how to do that? You can take here service student service model equal to new of student service model. I'm going to create an instance. I'll tell you why I'm doing this right now. Which is expecting a context, right? I'll do one thing. Somewhat confusing. 1 second. I'll create a one more constructor which doesn't have anything so that it will be useful. Now you've done that. Hold on a second. There is no argument given to the corresponding. Okay, let it be. This one I can tell you tomorrow. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, go to view, not view, debug, manage package console manager. Package manager console. Yeah. Yeah. See here, you see there is a package manager console. Will you all able to understand? Somewhat confusing, right? Prem and Chaitanya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll do tomorrow then, Monday.
Okay, sir.
Prem, is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. We'll continue the session tomorrow.
Tomorrow.